Perfect. So, hello everybody. Welcome to 8.8K Mastermind. So, I came up with this idea that what is the minimum viable income for this type of businesses that we are in, and how long does it take we get there, right? So I came up with this idea of free mastermind. It is all about getting together, asking questions, and accountability that is required for you to take action and make things happen. So this mastermind as is a kind of experimentation for me. It's going to be 8 weeks. This is the first session of the mastermind today, and it's going to be every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So basically it is like we get together. There is not basically teaching, but if you have any question, I'm going to answer those questions for you. And if you want to be on hot seat, just let me know, message me, and the next session, session of the mastermind, I'm going to bring you on hot seat and we talk about your programs, we talk about your creation, we talk about your offers, we talk about what is the messaging that is required for you to share it with your audience so you can get the attention that you deserve. So these are all the things that we want to talk about. We want to talk about launching, we want to talk about launch strategy, we want to talk about growing audience, and every thing that can help you to actually reach to 8.8K per month. So why 8.8 per month? So if you are here, probably you are an energy healer, you are a coach, you are a teacher, you are an intuitive reader, you are a consultant, you are a voiceover, you are a holistic practitioner, right? So maybe you have offline business and it's working well for you, but you want to come online and attract your clients online. Maybe you're just starting from scratch online and you want to know how really to attract your ideal client, your star clients, and how to sell your programs and how to build your community, because community is very important when you are marketing online. And I use this number 8.8K per month because it is the introductory number. If you're my circle, probably you're much more ambitious than this, right? So I know it is not something that it is not your desired income, but it can help you to kind of release the struggle, release the worry about your business and feel more comfortable, more settled in with your finances. So we can really allow the creativity to come in. We can really allow the creativity to help you get to the next level, which is your desired income. So I just use that as the introductory. And basically, if you can do a little bit calculation, 8.8K per month, it is like a 6-figure income, which is, as a business owner, it is a good number. Maybe it is not the best number because the type of businesses that we run, they're actually expensive. So there are a lot of expenses that you have in this type of businesses that you may not consider as part of your business expense, but it is actually part of your business expense. So I give you an example. I just recently really promised to myself that I'm going to eat more of organic food. And the reason I'm doing it, not because I'm just like it's fancy, but it helps me to be more in my body. Like I feel like when I'm eating well, my body responds well, I can create more, I can do more of the stuff that I'm supposed to do. Like my productivity is way more than it is before, than I was eating everything, like. So it is costly, like it is part of the expenses that is my business needs in order to help me. So the other thing that is like, it is a topic that nobody talks about that much. And I say this type of businesses that we run, they are actually expensive because you need to be learning all the time. And this type of businesses, you're probably in a class learning something on a daily basis, like it is an ongoing process. So that is money. It is not just like running a grocery store. Yes, there are probably some learning and training as you move forward, but this type of like helping people with consciousness, helping them to build a new consciousness requires a lot of learning, and that means it is costly. And sometimes in your business growth, the cost of running this business is much more than the amounts that you earn, and it is okay. And it doesn't have to be in the beginning. People, they think it's just in the beginning. No, somehow as you move forward and like probably you're changing gears, you're re-energizing your brand, you're doing rebranding, you're really getting clear about your style clients. These are the times that you're not creating, you're not selling, and then the cost of running the business is going to be much more than the amount that you earn. So this is something that we deal with as we move on. It's not just when you are starting out. So we want to talk about this stuff. We want to talk about expenses. We talk about money. And much more important for me is that I want to help you really get clear about your offerings. I want you to help with the client attraction. I want you to help you build your audience and your community. And I want you to get into that signature mindset that is needed to make all of this happen, because the mindset is very important. And if you're an energy healer, probably energy healing is your strong point. You have your own medicine to help you, but at the end of the day, your mind is the driver. Okay, we don't want to admit that, but your mind is there. So we need to bring your mind on board with the new goals, with the new level of consciousness in your business that can help you really move forward. So we need that signature mindset. And these are the topics that we are going to discuss in the mastermind. So what I want to do, I want to focus this mastermind more on question and answer. So you need to come to the live classes. You need to ask questions. And if you want to volunteer as a hot seat and you're launching something, you want to see what is the best way to launch your program or your offer, we can go through your process. And if there is anything that I can support you, I can share it in the mastermind call. And yes, you're going to receive the recording, but it's very much beneficial if you can come to the live classes. And for this one, which is the first class, I didn't really promote it yet. I'm going to do the promotion next week. So I'm going to talk. But the next session, I want it to be more interactive, conversational. You ask the question, and if there is anything that I can help you, I'm going to share that with you. So right now, I'm going to stop the live stream inside the group. If you're watching this inside my group, just ask me for the recording of the first session of this mastermind, and I'm going to share it with you. So just one moment. Okay, so we are here in the Zoom. Hey everybody, how are you? So if you have any question about your business, where you are, what is your burning question? Like, what is it, one thing that you need to be clear today? Let me know in the chat box. And I have prepared a few questions. These are the most frequently asked questions that I receive, and I want to talk about them. So I'm going to check the chat box as I move on, but I'm going to focus on the questions. Okay, so you have probably heard me talking about the signature offer, right? So the questions that I usually receive about the signature offer is that if you're someone who is just starting out, not just the marketing, but really like you have been in a modality, you have learned something, you have a tool, or maybe you have different modalities under your toolbox. So you're just starting to serve the clients, and you're going to start online. Okay, it's not offering that much. You want to build your audience, and at the same time, you want to build trust in yourself and in your ability to coach and heal other people. The question is, if you're at this stage, are you going to have a signature offer right now? Or is it the signature offer is for people who are very advanced or very like they feel they're master in their craft? My answer to this question is that um, anytime, at any point of your evolution, because your business is going to be evolved. Like right now, I love to work on mindset, right? I have been in money, uh, I'm a money practitioner. Like I've been in the course for 6 months, and after that I've been in a lot of money courses, but I'm also have the practitioner certification, whatever, right? But there are two modalities that I'm adding right now, which is going to be very helpful both for money and marketing. Do I feel like it is complete? No, because I know these upcoming modalities that I'm going to add is going to be very helpful, especially for marketing. Anytime that you're stopping yourself to market yourself, these are the advanced tools that can help you. However, at this point that I'm right now, which is like I've been doing this for over a decade, I can help you to some degree. I can help you to a great degree. So in any point that you are in your business, you have a signature offer. You do have a signature offer. So why do we create a signature offer? Because most practitioners, they have this mentality of hour based. So I give a session, I earn this much money, like $100 or $200 or $500. I have never ever seen any business in this type of business. They can grow and they can be even sustainable, or even they can reach our goal, which is 8.8K mastermind, with just selling sessions. Okay. Signature offer is not just about attracting client, it is about helping you to find your position in the online place. So it is like even people who are not your audience, like they don't need to buy from you, okay? They are not your ideal client, but they see you online, they understand what you do, so they can even recommend you to their friends. So I, for example, I know so many people, we are friends online, like we talk, they post funny things on Facebook, and we chat, and sometimes we even call, but I don't know what they are doing. Like it is not clear for me what is it that they are doing and when I can refer them to other people. But there are people that I've never talked to, I've never bought anything from them, but I know exactly what is it that they are doing and when I can refer them to other people. So signature offer is all about positioning. You find your position. It is going to help you to bring some income, but it's much more than that. If you're someone who has created a package for one-on-one coaching or one-on-one healing, and it's probably like 3 months, 12 months, whatever, and you're just sitting around like sitting, how can I attract 5 clients for this package? The reason you're not getting momentum, because first of all, it is not a signature offer. Nobody knows about you. And sometimes filling your one-on-one packages is not, it takes time. So what we do, we create a signature offer, we launch a signature offer, we give the opportunity to people to really experience our energy, because your energy is your attraction factor. Like we give the opportunity to people, which is usually a group setting, that they experience your energy so they can come to you. As a result of that, you may attract more one-on-one clients to your business. This is the way that you sell one-on-one. This is the way that I know it works. So selling one-on-one session is not going to give you a sustainable business. You can sell it, but it's not the main attraction factor for your business. You need to have a signature offer. And wherever you are in your business, you do have a signature offer. You don't need to be a master in whatever that you are doing. If you're just starting out, you have a signature offer, which is like your highest contribution at the moment. Okay, so the other question that I'm being asked is that, can we turn a signature offer to a course, like the pre-recorded course? And I'm a little bit biased here. It is my subjective response, and it is maybe other people, they have their own answer to this question. But for me, a signature offer is something that you need to deliver it in a live setting. It doesn't mean that part of the program is not recorded. It doesn't mean that you cannot scale it. But the reason it is a signature offer, because anytime you run a signature offer, you yourself as a teacher, as a coach, as a healer, you are also going to be transformed by your own medicine. So there needs to be some element of live interaction between you and your audience. And if your course is totally with no interaction, it's just like you recorded the stuff, you put it out there, it is good to have a package or program or offer like that, but it is not a signature offer. Signature offer is a transformation that transforms your clients, and it transforms you too. And this is something that usually people don't know about, that you will be also transformed any time that you run your signature program. So it needs to be also part of your passion, something that as an individual, you really want to learn that thing even further. So you want to master that thing. You create this container for other people to join. You're also going to be transformed. So this is why I call it a signature offer. If I'm going too fast, just let me know in the chat box. Okay, so Laura is asking, I'm working on the call to action at the end of the complimentary session. That is a very good question. So here is the thing. So I don't know how you attracted the complimentary session. Like, what was the message that you put out there to attract people? So if it was like a message like it is a no sales, it's just like I want to give this to you, you know about the insight. Okay, insight is very important. So what you can do when you're running these sessions is that you do a little bit chit-chatting in the beginning of the session, like where they are. Like, yes, like I imagine it is about your Reiki, right? So it is like in the beginning you can ask, have they ever tried Reiki? Okay, and then what was the experience before? If they are new, what is one area of their life that they can benefit a lot from this Reiki? And they tell you, okay, you want them to tell you what is it that they feel frustrated, okay? And then, okay, you can like talk a little bit about that area. You can talk about what is it that you're doing in a very short, like energy alignment, what is it, how Reiki helps. And the other thing I would possibly mention is that how to benefit a lot from Reiki. For example, you can say in the beginning when you're receiving Reiki, it needs to be a little bit consistent. So if you are at the place that you really want to see the result in your business or in your life, you need to receive Reiki sessions possibly twice or 3 times per week. And give us why it is happening. Maybe it is your experience, right? maybe from your experience, when you created more consistency with the Reiki session, it helped you. And you also can mention that the best way to really benefit from the Reiki is that you become a Reiki practitioner. And then after this interaction, this conversation, because inspiring people about the topic in general is going to help you um, to say, to attract them to the bigger program that you possibly have, right? So we want to have that interaction in the beginning of the session, and then you do your work, and at the end of the work, what can help you a lot is giving a insight of what has happened in the session. So it is like you run Reiki for 10 minutes and you tell them, okay, what has been unlocked for you? Or if you can do a little bit intuitive reading and show us what has happened with the session and what can be possible for them if they continue. So for example, if there is a kind of a gray area in their body, you can say, okay, the Reiki has helped you to this degree, blah, blah, blah. And even you can say from 0 to 10, it helped you up till number 7. If you want to continue, it's like intuitive reading for them. You can ask permission if they want to know what has happened. So everything is based on permission. It is not like you are imprinting something in them. You ask the permission, do you want to receive more insight about what has happened? And if they say yes, you say, okay, this is the insight. And then at this time, at this very specific moment, possibly they have some interest, and you can share, okay, this is the buying picture. This is what can happen for you if you use energy alignment. And this is what I mean. Probably you have said what energy alignment is so far. So this is what can happen for you. And then you can say, okay, I teach Reiki. I even can help you unlock your blocks with the Reiki and other tools that I have. And you can ask them, you're a manifestor, right? So you can ask them, if you are interested, I'm going to offer early bird pricing, and you don't need to go more than that, because I want them to ask from you what it is. Okay, just give us hints about what is possible for them. It is the most important. Nobody cares about your offering. Nobody cares about the program. Nobody wakes up in the morning and they say, okay, I need a 6-week program to really get rid of my blocks. Okay, so, but we want them see the interest of what can happen to them and why it is like this. Sharing the insight, which is very personalized, can help them. And then just give the option to them. This is what I do. If you have any question, let them ask from you. The other thing that can help you, especially in the beginning, when you open the conversation, like the very first question, the very, very first question is, what has brought you here? Why this question is important? Because they start asking themselves, why I'm here. You're not selling or sharing or talking about Reiki or kind of advocating what Reiki is. Ask them, what was interesting that you said yes to this free session. So let them tell you why they are here, and it's going to help a lot. We want them to tell you why they are interested in this. You don't need to go and talk about it's going to be 6 weeks, is this the price point? First, we need to ignite the interest. And that session is all about ignition of the interest. And the other thing is that, did you fill the whole 10 free sessions? Because 10 is a very good number in terms of experimentation. So it is like it can help you a lot with the sales conversation. And you see, okay, if you feel rejected, or somebody says, no, I cannot afford it, or it is not a good time for me, blah, blah, blah. Usually it is because that the real reason that they need to join, they didn't see that. It was not ignited inside of them. So you can go back, because it is experimentation, you can go back throughout the session that you had and see what possibly I could say that create that ignition inside of them, that why should I wait? Why should I wait with this block misalignment, go in my life and do the same old, like whatever that I was doing? Okay, so but if the ignition is there, they say, okay, maybe it is time for me to make changes. So 10 sessions are very good to see what is the momentum of creating this interest in 1 hour or 30-minute session that you have. So, but for me, it is at the end of the day, it's not about just telling them it is a 6-week program, this is the cost. This is the last thing that can happen. And we want them ask you, how is this program? But your job in the sales conversation is to help them see you become the best advising person for them, to see what is possible for them, how energy alignment is important, whether they want to learn it or they want to receive it. So that is your part. And they need to ask you, what are the options? What is the price point? So if you get to the price point or how is the program, there is actually kind of, you are bridging a gap that is not that needed to be bridged by the client, but not by you, right? So this is another thing. The other way is that when you do the session, maybe in 1 week or 2 weeks, you can do a sales page, a sales post. This is the program, these are the calls, this is the price, and you can tag them, and say, when I was creating this program, I had you in my mind. Let me know if you are interested. So there is a follow-up session or follow-up conversation. The other thing is that when you finish the session with them, and if they are not clear, you can do something like a check-in. Because it is free, you can say, okay, I want to check in with you in 3 days to see how you have been receiving this energy. And that in the check-in, you can talk more about the program. So it is another option that you have, because follow-up is also very important, right? So, but you need to tell them in the session what is the next step. So whether they are interested in the program or they are not, you can do, okay, in 3 days, I'm going to check in with you and let me know, like they need to tell you what has been your experience, what has been the experience with this session. So it's kind of like a next step type of thing. It is free, but they come back to you and they share experience. They even share the testimonial. This is what they need. Like, it's the first exchange of energy that needs to happen. So in 3 days, or even right now, just let me know what has been your experience. And in 3 days, it is a check-in time. What has happened in the in these 3 days, and let me know. I want to like check in with you in Messenger. So these are all the things that you can do with these free sessions. But let them talk, especially in the beginning, like where they are, what is their fear, where they feel they're blocked in life, because anything that you receive from them is going to be your marketing message. We don't want to constantly create marketing messages. It is not easy, like writing about the inside, blah, blah, blah. It is not easy. You want to write from actual experiences. So just dedicate the 10-15 minutes, and they need to tell you where they are, what is their struggle, where they feel frustrated, overwhelmed, stuck, anything that is related to your offer. So they talk, and you exactly can continue writing sales messages or marketing messages using the same word that they use in that session. So this is another benefit that you can use from the free sessions that you're offering right now. Okay, so The next question is that, do you have only one signature offer? Okay. What I have noticed that most of my clients who are generators or manifestor generators in design, they are very like multi-passionate person. Like usually they are very interested in one thing, and then they are interested in this thing, and they are interested in this thing. And then there is another thing that I have observed is that they change their brand name all the time. Like I'm a manifestor, I'm very much constant in there. Like I like to try, but in terms of my offering is like I'm much more stable. But these manifestor generators and the generators that I have noticed is that they change the name of the programs and services all the time. They're interested in this and they are interested in this program and this way of coaching and that way of healing. So there is a lot of like they start a lot of projects. And whenever I talk about the signature offer, like the very first question that I ask is that I don't have one signature offer. And it's okay. Nobody has one signature offer. But we want to remember you based on all the signature offers that you have. Okay, so when I'm talking about the signature offer, every signature offer has a signature transformation and has a signature message. And with this style of creation, you give a lot of direction to yourself, you give a lot of direction to your ideal client, to your audience. So you don't need to have one signature offer, but when every offer has a signature transformation that you're offering, and it has a signature message. Okay, and the last thing that I want to discuss today in this mastermind is podcasting. And I love podcasting, and I'm starting a group for launching your podcast. Not just the technical aspect, because the technical aspect of podcasting has become so easy. There are a lot of apps that you can use, and there are people that can help you with the editing of the audio and the technical stuff, blah blah blah. The problem is how to use your podcast to really attract your clients, because most people, they're very excited, they start their podcast, or even with the Facebook group is the same thing. They build the Facebook group and then like the energy fizzle out and they close they archive the Facebook group. Is same thing happens with podcasts, and it is actually much more obvious when you have a podcast, because it requires a lot of work, and suddenly like your effort is fizzle out, and then nothing happens. Like you don't upload anything on your podcast for 2 months. So it is very important when you are building audience, whether it is Facebook group, whether it's Instagram, whether it's podcasting, that you receive from the work that you are giving. So you're doing a stuff and you receive. And receiving means that you attract clients, right? So if you feel like this work is actually giving you client, so you have more energy and money to spend on that, right? It's all about using our life force in the right way, and everyone has their own unique way. So the question is that, what is the best time to launch a podcast? And the most frequently asked question that I receive is that if I'm a projector in design, or if I'm a generator or manifested generator, is podcasting a good idea for me? And why it is the case? Because these people, they need to be asked. They need to get invited to say yes. I'm manifester. I don't need to wait for anything. I can invite people, I can ask people, but the projectors especially, they need to get invitation. And the question that they have is that, how can I invite people as guest speaker to my podcast? Is it aligned to my strategy and authority? So I have been doing research, and I've been observing podcasters who are projectors in the last month. And so And I've talked with few of them personally to see how the podcast is working, how they are inviting the guests to the podcast. It can be the same for the Facebook group. If you want to grow your Facebook group by inviting guests and doing interviews and conversation, the question is that, can I invite them? It is aligned to my strategy. But especially for projectors, this type of audience building can be very beneficial because projectors have this gift of really recognizing the talents of other people. They need to be recognized for their own gifts, but they also need to be recognized. It's very easy for them to recognize other people's talents. So if they bring a guest to their show, they can really understand who is this person, why their work is very famous or needed, or stuff like that. So for me, podcasting is actually a very good idea for all types. And if you're a projector, it is actually a very good way for you to build your audience. So there are very specific strategies, especially if you're a projector, that you can use that is actually aligned to the strategy of being asked or being invited. And you can use it as a way to launch your podcast. So I'm not going to talk a lot. This mastermind is all about you, it's all about your question, it's all about accountability. So what I want you to do is just right now, just set an intention. This is what I want to do from this week to the next week. And next week that we gather on Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, you can even share what has been your experience with marketing, what the result that you got. Maybe you didn't get any result, it's okay. You just share, this is the thing that I have done, this is the outcome. And if any question comes, let's talk about that. It is about having a conversation. So I'm going to do a better job this week to share about this mastermind because I'm going to put really energy in this. And we get to the 8.8 per month, which is our goal. So if you missed the beginning of this class, it's going to be for 8 weeks right now. And if it's going to be very beneficial, I may extend it, but for now it is 8-week experience. And if you want to be a hot seat for next week, just message me and say, okay, I'm launching this. How can I launch it? Like, what is the launch plan? What is the message? And we can, like, I bring you as a hot seat and everyone sees your work and they can get to know your work and see and really benefit from your case, because your case is everybody's case. Nobody is exempt from this marketing. Everybody needs to do it, right? Even if you are energy master and you're a magician, you still need to do marketing, right? Okay, awesome. So let me know in the group, Heart Your Launch group, what has been your experience with this first call. And I'm going to see you next Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for joining or even if listening to the recording. And I see you next week. Bye.